In addition to the basic testability of the Inergen system, where you have the opportunity to train your people, you have in the fire eater system some additional features that will secure that the system that you have installed is 100% reliable. When you have a system like this, you have to trust in different parts of the system. Here we have an example where you have a gauge. It's indicating that you have pressure on the system, and here you have the other gauge. You can see that there's no pressure on the system. And of course, the system is self-monitoring. So in case that you have one part of the system which is not having the correct pressure, then you will have an automatic alarm on your control panel. Basically, most systems, they have this facility, or they have it as an accessory. We have it as a standard feature on our system. But of course, that is quite important to know that your system is ready to use. But then a fire extinguishing system is very often viewed as a secondary system. It's not directly used in your operations, in your manufacturing, in your processes. It is a standby system that will work the day you need it when you have a fire. And then you have to trust in practically all systems except the fire eater system. You have to trust that it is installed correctly, it is maintained correctly, it is made up to a certain standard, but the day you install it, you never know what is actually happening with the system. It's a little bit like if you were going to buy a car and you say, I want to buy a pair of brakes for this car, and the salesman, he say to you, yeah, it's all fine, but you cannot really test it. You can only wait and hope with the day you have to use the brake, and then you have to trust it works. It's very nice to see that it's actually working the way you intended to work. And you have this facility is a very special feature built into the fire eater system. So you have in all systems you have some critical components. It's typically the pilot valves where you have the solenoid that is operating the system. So from the electrical signal coming from the control panel, you will activate the system when it has to be activated. So that's done electrically. In all systems you install the system, you can measure that you have the current is coming out and the power is available in the system, but you cannot measure typically that you have enough tolerance in the amount of electrical charge that you have on the system. But we have developed for our system a tool, a device that will be able to secure that you can measure and you can do your testing and have the additional safety factor that you need to be absolutely sure that the system will work under all conditions, even when the battery is a little bit colder than it was the day it was installed, or the cabling is colder, the resistance in the system has increased a little bit, not enough to have a fault alarm on the system. With this one, you can check and you can verify that your system is working under all circumstances. Very important. Next, then you can activate your solenoid. But the solenoid can be activated with a certain amount of energy. And if you just have enough energy and it can activate the discharge valve, maybe half a year after, or a year after, or 5 years after, you never know. Is it going to be able to activate the pilot valve? To secure that we have enough, we have developed, again, another tool, very simple, where you can take your solenoid and then you activate it, and you can see how much power it delivers. And then you can use, in reality, you can use the same tool. You can put it into your discharge valve, and then you can measure how much force is needed to activate your system. And this is not just for factory testing. This is for the installed system. So you can do it on the commissioning, you can secure that everything is working, and you can even do it on your service maintenance every half year, every year. You can put it to the protocol, you can take the numbers that you are reading, and then you have an absolute certainty that your system will actually work the day you need it. So over the years, we have a system which stands with 300 bar or 200 bar pressure. And with the fire heater system, we don't have to just trust that it is still working after 10 years. We are measuring on the service maintenance done by the service technician on the annual or biannual service that it is working. We have it documented. You have it documented that your system is working at all times. That is unique for fire heater.